Welcome to Did She Really Say That, where we are disrupting the axiom of what's been done for generations is always the way to build a business. So we haven't met before. My name is Heidi Muma.
I'm Chef Katrina.
And I'm Karen Angeli.
And we're excited to have you here today with us on our podcast. So today we're having this great conversation around YouTube. I'm an old school marketer. I have been doing this for way too long. And I remember back in the good old days when YouTube barely worked and putting video up there was like a 30-minute process to render and get it uploaded. It was an agonizing day to put a YouTube video up.
YouTube was clunky.
Oh, dear Lord. It was something back in the day. So I thought today we'd be talking about, since we have a resident expert here on our team as a co-founder of a company that loves YouTube like nobody's business. So I want to pick her brain more so today around everything YouTube, because we had a great conversation the other day, and I have just been so old school. I needed to kind of be slapped across the face, which
really?
It worked.
I tried. I tried. Let me just say that.
It was a brutal wake up call, and one I well deserved, by the way. So inside of that, I was like, okay, maybe I need to let go of what I thought I knew and like embrace what's new and happening on this YouTube channel. Because there's so many different things that never existed before. And really the way marketing is shifting now, a lot of the old school tactics, while useful, aren't really what's driving digital marketing nowadays. So I just thought, hey, Karen, let's talk about YouTube. And, what are some of I guess the question I have, we have a lot of members in our Unlocking My Millions inside Truth Bomb Academy that are like, all right, I want to get onto YouTube. What's the first thing I need to do? So let's just start from day one. I want a YouTube channel. What the flock do I do, and why should I do it?
Yeah. Before we get there, I kind of want to make light of what you said, and I'm going to butcher it because I forget exactly what it was. But it was basically around not knowing what you don't know, right? Around YouTube. So I look at YouTube every single time I create a piece of content and I go, I don't know what I don't know. And so when you go into anything and you think that you have figured it out, especially when it comes to social media, especially with how fast social media moves, how fast algorithms change, because yes, there is a computer AI component that is connected to the audience as well. Like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like we're like, oh, but it's just the audience, but it's like, there is also the component of AI as well that figures out where your video should go. So it's really about playing in both worlds at the same time. It can't be one or the other, because yes, I want you to cater, if you're looking to build a YouTube channel, I want you to cater to your audience and what your audience actually wants. But you also have to think, what is it that the algorithm is catering to as well? Because that actually can affect what goes on with your channel as well. So that's something to really think about. So looking at each piece of content as a fresh new piece of content and going, I don't know what this is going to do, and not feeling attached to the outcome. I never feel attached to the outcome anymore. I learned to let that go a long time ago. And for me, like, if it takes me a year, 2 years, 6 months, a day to blow up a video, I don't really care. It's just part of the process for me at this point. Yeah. Like, it really is about that at the end of the day.
And this ties into something that we always talk about inside Truth Bomb Academy, which is pick your one platform, because it's going to be a lot of testing, a lot of nuances, that if you're trying to do multiple platforms with the same piece of content, it might not get the same result. And you're spreading yourself really thin. So it's like, how much energy do you want to expand? Whereas like, where do you want to focus in and get really curious around how this platform works, how your audience is responding, and building that awareness? Because building an audience does take time. Even if you have a big audience, you're always constantly growing it, and it's a constant time taking piece. Like, that's why all these even big gurus, they're still trying to get into other people's influence, because they're still trying to grow their audience.
Right.
So you will always be working at like growing your audience, serving more people. Why would you want to do that on 40 different platforms when you can really just focus on one where there's already millions of people anyway? Like that's the beauty of what's been built over the last 20 years in digital marketing is that each platform has millions of people now. It's more common than ever before. So let's dive back into it. I just got started with YouTube. I want to jump on this channel, Karen. How do I get started?
Well, the first thing that you have to know is your audience. You can't even just like, I personally wouldn't jump into creating content on YouTube before you already know what's performing on YouTube inside of whatever specific niche you're looking to create. It really is about knowing what is actually, this is where that whole combination of the AI plus your audience comes hand in hand. Because when you have conversations, and I don't discredit this at all. In fact, I teach this to actually go and have one-on-one conversations with people and record what somebody says to you about what they want.
Right.
So that's what your audience wants, but you also have to kind of figure out, what does the AI want? Okay. And so in order to do that, you really have to look and see what's performing on the platform. You may have gone and had a conversation with somebody and they tell you that they want XYZ. And so you start searching on YouTube and go, okay, what's going on with XYZ that this person just told me? Is this actually performing on the platform? And the answer might be no. And that's cool. That doesn't mean that that person was off or that you need to keep doing more and more and more and more one-on-ones in order to figure out what people want. It just means that that as a whole on the algorithm with the audience and the AI is not performing. And so at that point, it's really about doing as much research as you possibly can before you get started. The more research, and I feel like this is probably one of the biggest mistakes that we made within Truth Bomb, is we didn't give ourselves enough time to do research on what was actually performing. And if I'm being honest with you, I feel like that's how I've grown a lot of my platforms. I haven't really taken that time to do enough research. But as I've gone on and I've tested and I've kind of been like, it's for me, it's definitely been like a, figure it out as you go kind of thing. But I think that a lot of people can save themselves a lot of trouble and heartache if you do really good research on the front end. So as far as research is concerned, you're looking to see, this is one of my favorite things to do on any social media platform. In any niche that you are looking to build in, look to see what other creators are doing, not so that you can copy them, not so that you can verbatim what they did, not so that you can whatever. You want to know what they're doing, and are there patterns of people that are doing something similar that are also getting good results. So you're looking for patterns. I feel like with everything in life is about patterns, right? Like you're looking to see what's performing for one person. Was that a one-off? Or is it performing for other people as well? If it's performing for other people as well, I get really excited about that topic. And I'm like, I want to talk about this right now. Like I even remember saying to you, Heidi and Katrina, I'm like, I have a topic. I'm really excited about it. I feel like it's going to perform. I don't really know. I want to test it though. And so, once I finally tested it, it was like, okay, yeah, that works, you know? So you continue to either build off of that topic, or you can expand on other topics that are similar as far as, okay, this person's talking about this person's talking about this, and it's both of them are doing really well.
Okay, so I'm now like totally stumped. So I'm just going to throw a devil's advocate out there. So we're talking YouTube. You're saying I have to go do this research stuff. I'm never going to start a YouTube channel at this point, because now I feel like, honestly, I like, so how do
you get stuck in analysis?
Like I'm stuck in analysis paralysis. So now I'm just keep searching things up. How do I break that piece, Karen, and like get the channel up? Do I need to have my brand with it already? Do I need to go through unlocking my millions? Like where can I actually like step on the gas, I guess, and actually take action with this? So that's my question.
So this is where I teach inside Unlocking My Millions comes in really, really important. You have got to know yourself. And that is not even just a bunch of like asking yourself a bunch of questions. That is literally about going, okay, do I, and this may be you, this might not be you, do I generally get stuck in analysis paralysis? If that is you, you need to get in action. If you're the opposite, if you're like me, because I like to just jump in and then, oh shit, I'm sinking, but it is what it is. So if you're like me and you jump in and you find yourself sinking, you probably should do the opposite of that just to have a different result, because you obviously have been having a certain result so far. So if you're stuck in analysis paralysis, you're not going to do anything, right? But if you want to change that, you actually have to know yourself and know, okay, I'm stuck. I'm in analysis paralysis. You have to know that, okay, I'm doing this again. It really comes down to that self-awareness and actually becoming the observer in your life. Is this easy? No. And sometimes you have to do it scared. A lot of times people, and this isn't my story, but a lot of people need to just do it scared. So if you're like, I did some research, I spent some time, I don't know if it's going to work, just friggin' test it. Like, nobody's saying you have to do all of the research up at front and not get anywhere. Like, with anything that I say, there's always going to be checks and balances. With anything, there's polarity. I could say you absolutely have to do it this way, or you absolutely have to do it that way. And there's always going to be a balance of the two. So finding the checks and balances for yourself is really going to be key. I know for myself, I have been looking at my own branding, my video marketing unicorn for a little while and going, I know I want to do something different with my website, but I don't know what it is. Instead of doing my natural tendency, which was to jump straight into it and just start doing something and getting exhausted because I'm doing stuff that doesn't actually give me joy, I put the brakes on. I said, hold on a second, let's pause. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm just going to wait. And I don't feel good about anything. It really comes into tapping into what do you feel good about? Right. Tapping into that piece of the puzzle and then moving forward with that instead of trying to do all the other things that you could possibly be doing. And as a result, I found something that I can actually start getting excited about. That feels good. You're always telling yourself the way you want to go, depending on how you feel at any given moment. You're always telling yourself what's going on. And so
go ahead.
Tuning into that is really important when it comes to your YouTube channel. Asking yourself, when I'm looking at this content that these other people are doing really well, that's blowing up, you may or may not even feel good about what they're talking about. So if you don't feel good about what they're talking about, don't replicate what they're doing. Don't model the videos or whatever, or your thumbnails or titles or whatever. Don't model that stuff if you don't feel good about it. But if you're like, no, I'm excited, I want to test this and see what happens, that's your indicator. That's your barometer that tells you to move forward. And I know every time I step off of that barometer and start doing something other than what feels good, I tend to get stuck. Yeah. I tend to go, that's really not what I want to be doing, and I feel stuck in this, and now I don't know what to do with myself. So at any minute you can decide to change that, though. At any minute you can go, that didn't really serve me, I'm going to let that go. Okay. At any minute we have that choice. So
I have another question for you, because I'm pulling you back to the YouTube world, because I really want to learn how to set up my channel. So do I need a Gmail account to set one up? And do I have to, do I need my company name? Do I use my personal name? Like, what have you seen overall in just getting my first YouTube channel set up? Like, where do I even start? We've covered a lot of getting into research, getting out of research, doing your opposite, which I love, because that is so perfect for women out there. That was brilliant. Now I'm just okay, what's the technical, what's the meaty stuff that I can actually take an action for to get started? So do I need a Gmail account to set up a YouTube channel? Is that mandatory?
No, you can have any email really at the end of the day that I've seen anyways. I personally have always used Gmail, but I don't think you need just a Gmail. I don't know why that would be necessary. I haven't seen that or heard that. But as far as your channel name, this is personal preference. This is where you could also start getting lost in the weeds as well. Like there was somebody in our community who she likes to get stuck in analysis paralysis at times. Yeah. And so there was the question of, do I use my personal name or do I think up a cutie name that people are searching for? And the answer is, for her, you need to just get started. Like, you already have a YouTube channel with your name. So like, just get started. You do not need to do that. At the end of the day, if you just get started with your name, that's a beautiful thing. I don't feel like that's going to make or break any channel. Now, can it be helpful if you are, say you're me and you're like, I like video. I like talking about video marketing. My brand on YouTube is Video Marketing Unicorn. So it's also a keyword. Is that helpful? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But does it make or break my channel? No. It just tells people immediately when they look at my channel name what I do, but it doesn't necessarily make or break my channel, because there are other things that you can do on your channel to tell people what it is that you do. You don't have to.
Right. Is that something that you could also change later on? You could do rebranding, and you could
absolutely. I've changed my YouTube name a lot. I can't tell you how many times I've changed it, because it started off as, I think it started off as Success with Karen Angeli, and then it was, oh my God, what's the whole Karen Angeli? And then it went to, I did network marketing for a while, network marketing unicorn. And then I went, I don't really want to do that anymore. And so it finally ended up as Video Marketing Unicorn - Karen Angeli.
Yeah. So it's like, if you can change it down the road, I mean, companies rebrand all the time. And it's just like, that's another reason. It's like, don't get stuck in that paralysis analysis. If you at a later date start resonating with another keyword, another title, another niche, you can always change it, and your audience is going to fluctuate and grow with you, or they'll, I mean, so it's like your audience is going to change too over time as you're growing and changing. So.
Absolutely. I was just watching a YouTuber this morning, and she was talking about how she wanted to do more vlog style videos because she's like, that's more fun for me. And she's like, as I'm making this transition, though, I'm noticing that my views are going down, but I also know that those are older people that were following me, and maybe they don't want that kind of style video, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But she's like, this is what,
different audience.
Yeah. She's like, but this is what gives me joy. And so I want to keep doing that. So a lot of times we just get in our own way for no reason. Like, just get started and start doing stuff. Now, one thing you can do, and this is beautiful when I see people do this, on one email account, you can actually have up to 50 profiles. And the beautiful thing about doing that, this is definitely an advanced technique. The beautiful thing about doing that, though, is that each of the channels can feed into each other. And it's kind of like you create this ecosystem on YouTube. Now, this is a very advanced strategy. So don't feel overwhelmed if you haven't even started one. Just start one. I just want you to know that there's possibility out there of what you can do. So... yeah.
The other thing I've seen too on the YouTube channels, they have like this premiere or intro video. Is that important to set up like in the beginning, or can I like I keep seeing this, and so like when I go into YouTube, it says like, here's your premiere video, and then like here's like a welcome back, or like subscribers are gonna see this. Like, is that video important? Like, does it get seen at all? Like, should I even bother creating that video?
So I think you're talking about the trailer. So
that's what it is.
Yeah. So the trailer, what Katrina is describing is you can set up your channel so that the first video that somebody has to see when they come to your channel and they've never subscribed to you before, this is going to be that first video that pops up in front of them. I personally, like, this is a preference thing at the end of the day. I personally love it because it gives people an idea as to what you do in 60 seconds or less. I wouldn't do longer than that. because this is your trailer. This is literally like your elevator pitch at this point. The shorter you can get that, the better. I recommend less than 60 seconds. The closer to 30 seconds, the better, because you're really this is like your 30-second elevator pitch that you're giving to people when they first come to your channel. Okay. So it's just letting them know, what do you do in a nutshell. Okay. So for me, I'm not really big into reading the descriptions that people do. I'm more big on watching the video to see what they do. And I don't want it to be long. I'm not interested in something that's long. But for me, I like knowing quickly, okay, this is what this person does. Great. This is for me, or this just isn't for me. So it is a personal preference, though. It's not going to make or break your channel. The thing with social media is that lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff works. It really comes down to testing. It comes down to testing and knowing what you like to do and what you don't like to do. So getting caught in the weeds, like if something's not working, then change it. Stop doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That's just ridiculous.
That's the definition of insanity.
Exactly.
It's a headache if you're banging your head against the wall.
Exactly. So if you've been creating videos, but you haven't really been doing research and it's not doing well, then maybe it's time to start doing research. Or maybe if you've been getting stuck in research, over researching, and your videos aren't performing, maybe it's time to try not doing any research and seeing if that works for you. It's literally just going, okay, that worked or that didn't work. And then if it worked, you're going to keep pushing that button. You're going to keep going, oh, that I liked that. I'm going to keep doing that. And if there may come a time, and this happens to everybody on any social media channel, there will come a time where what you are doing doesn't work anymore. So it's time to change it up. So you can't keep doing the same thing that worked even a year ago. If it worked a year ago, that's great, but that doesn't mean that it's going to work now. So when you're doing your research too, the other important piece of the puzzle is looking for videos that are more recent as well. Like I'm looking for things that have been created recently that are doing well, that I can cross-examine and go, okay, this worked really well for them. This is a month old. This worked really well for them. It's 2 months old. This worked well for them. It's like a week old. Like I'm looking for that. I'm looking to make sure that that's relevant right now. But once again, if you are doing something and it's stopped working, start doing something different. Like nobody said that you're a tree. I don't know why we think we need to be a tree. I know I've been stuck in that whole tree thing for my business at times where I'm like, oh my God, but somebody told me I had to do it this way.
Yeah.
Well, if it's not working, stop doing it. Like just because it worked for them doesn't mean that you have to keep doing it. So there's a lot of possibility of what you can do with your YouTube channel. It's just the question of how adventurous do you want to play? Like it's really, at the end of the day, it's really just about playing and seeing what works.
Sure.
So
I have another question. Do you have any questions?
No,
I'm asking questions.
You're great.
So my YouTube channel, when I go into the back office, I swear there's like a bajillion tabs across there. It's something like there's video, there's live video, there's community, there's a podcast thing now that never existed before in my world. There's all sorts of weird things. Like, do I need to be using all of those features? Is it something I can grow in shorts? Is it something I can grow into? Because it feels like there's a lot. Like, because I keep hearing, well, you should be doing more lives on YouTube now because that's what they want to see. Then I'm like, no, you need to be doing more shorts because that's what they want to see. Then I'm hearing like long form is performing better. It's like, no, now we're using it for podcasting. Wait, now you're building your community over here. And I'm just like in this crazy state of like, okay, where do I start? Like, where do I need to be cross-utilizing my own channel, or can I just simply start out with just creating my video and testing that first? Like, do I have to be using everything?
just test it. I mean, at the end of the day, personally, I don't think you should, if you're brand new, I don't think you should be doing everything. I think you should just focus on one aspect that you want to do. If that one aspect is that you want to do shorts, do shorts, like play with them, have fun with them. For me, I love short form content because it's a great way to get my information out quickly. It's a great way to create value in a quick, bite-sized way. And a lot of people are looking for short form video, but there's also a big group of people and that want long form video, right? Did I say video? I think that's what I said. Yeah, people and video. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I like it. We'll add that to our truth bomb vocabulary.
So I actually did a poll of my audience. This was over a year ago. I did a poll of my audience and I was asking, do you prefer long form video or short form video? And I got about 50-50 back. Like there was literally no like definitive answer. And whenever I look at the stats on either Truth Bomb or on Video Marketing Unicorn, it is about 50% of people that are like looking at one or the other. Like it's really like, there's definitely preferences that people have because with short form video, the thing is that it's short form video. You can only get so much information in, but with long form video, you can get more content in. And the beautiful thing about long form video is it's easier to sell. So if you're looking to sell a product or service, I highly recommend just using long form video. Don't get caught in the weeds with all the other things either. Just get started. Like just start putting up content and people are always like, oh wait, should I be editing my videos? If you don't want to, don't edit your video.
Yeah, that was my next question, like editing and captions and things like that. Like I honestly, like that's not in my wheelhouse. I have found out how to put like a title to my video on my video, which is like half my battle. But like really like diving in and doing, I know, and I've been on YouTube long enough. I mean, this was something I remember talking about 10 years ago was adding closed caption transcripts to the videos to make it more accessible to everybody. So, but when I'm just getting started out, that feels like another techie thing that's a little over my head. So do I need it in the beginning, or does YouTube have a built-in process for that? Kind of like what Facebook has done where it auto generates that transcript for me? Like,
you honestly don't need anything. Let's be honest. Like all you need is just to get your video up. As far as like the closed caption. So I like to put, this is advanced. Okay. So if you're brand new, don't worry about this, but I like to put my SRT file, which is my transcript, on my video, and I want it to come from a place that's not YouTube because I want YouTube to see that I am putting effort in to making sure that this transcript is right. Now, YouTube does have its own transcripting service. Okay. You can use their transcripting. For me personally, like I said, I like to upload my own because I'm showing YouTube that I'm checking all the boxes basically. I'm putting in this thing, and I probably, if I'm putting in my own SRT file, I have probably looked at it. And so a lot of times YouTube does like that. Okay. Does it make or break your video? No. I mean, at the end of the day, just start putting content up and start testing to see, is this what your audience wants or not? So at the end of the day, you could go crazy with like all the editing too. And I've tested a lot of editing styles. I've tested a lot, and I'll continue to test a lot of editing styles. And just for me, it's about how do I make this more like watchable? How do I keep people watching the video for the long haul instead of having people clicking away? Because the beautiful thing about editing is that you can make your video more interesting depending on what you put in there. So that it's kind of like you keep hooking your audience in depending on what editing style you have. So if you're zooming in your frame, you're zooming out your frame. If you're changing positions of the camera, if you're putting on B-roll, if you're putting on any kind of like sticker or whatever that you want that will emphasize what you're talking about in the video. It's just an added thing to keep your viewer watching. It's just one of those things that can help. Now, at the end of the day, too, it can also be distracting. So if you are doing your videos, do them both ways. Edit them, don't edit them, see what happens. Like, I personally, I've done both ways. And for me, what I've seen is that my audience does better when I edit. And so I edit. So it's really about just looking to see what's the metric telling me? What is YouTube? YouTube's always telling a story. And the question is, if you're looking at the story that YouTube is telling you and actually making changes accordingly, that can actually help you figure out what is going to be successful and what's going to start bringing in the eyeballs that you want to see your products, your services, or whatever it is that you're talking about in your video. So it's really just, it comes down to testing. Like, just start getting out there and testing. Like I said, research, and then just start putting stuff up and see what happens. And then make these small increments, these small changes as you go. Don't make these big, oh my God, nothing's working, let's start doing something completely off the wall. No, let's start figuring out how to actually tweak what we've been doing, because YouTube is telling you a story on that kind of content. Right. So if you change up your content completely and start doing something completely different, YouTube's going to tell you a story about that new content, and neither one is going to meet in between. So you're not going to know what works and what doesn't work because you haven't looked at what's not working and try to tweak it a little bit to see if you can make that work a little bit better. So it's really just about looking at the story that YouTube's saying and going with it. Stop fighting it and just go, okay, how can I make this a little bit better for myself? How can I have more fun with this along the process as well? So
last question before we wrap up on Did She Really Say That today's episode? So podcasting, I've recently seen where YouTube has integrated podcasting now into the channel. Is it possible now just to put an audio file up on YouTube and just build a podcast without ever doing video? Is that possible?
100%, 100%. Yeah, and that's something that we've actually been doing on Truth Bomb as well, where we have been putting up just the audio files as well. Now, for the most part, I still want the video. So a lot of times what happens is I will have both pull, but I will mainly have the video form of our podcast up on YouTube. Because for me, I like that better. But if you were just like, I just want to do podcasting, you've always had the ability to just do say you were like, I just want to do the audio file and I'll put a whatever video behind the audio file. You always had the ability to do that kind of thing. Now you can actually, with the updates that happened in January, you can actually make it so that your RSS feed, which is pulling from whatever podcast hosting platform you use, it can actually pull onto YouTube as well for that audio file and just create a audio file that's going to have whatever image that you put on your podcast hosting is going to pull over for your podcast. So, it's something to play with and see what you like and what you don't like. At the end of the day, that's all it comes down to is what do I like? What don't I like? How do I want this to look? 'Cause there's so many options. There's so many possibilities of what you can do with this. So, yeah.
I just think it was fascinating how YouTube has transitioned the fact that you can now do a podcast just audio, where before it was really centered as a video platform. So I love this transition that's happening and the ability for really any small business owner to come in and really use a robust tool and platform like YouTube to grow their audience, expand their awareness of what they're doing, and potentially do it faster, I think, than any other platform. There is just a beauty and grace around either doing video or having that podcast there. And there's just been so much talk about it. So I'm glad we really had this conversation. This was cool.
This was a good conversation.
Yeah. So for those of you that are listening to us on our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating. We love feedback from you. If you want to share any comments, on most of our platforms, you can comment and respond back to us, and we do get those comments. So we do like to respond and engage with you on that. So definitely follow us here. And if you're following us on our YouTube channel and you're listening to our podcast, definitely, what is it? Smash the subscribe.
Say whatever you want. You say what you want.
Give it a thumbs up. We have a lot of fun about this one. And if you guys have a specific topic that you would like for us to discuss here for women in business, we would love to get feedback from you on that one too. We want to really make sure we're serving you and our audience. And we've got some incredible interviews that are coming up from amazing women in business. And we're just super excited to share all the different types of businesses that are out there and the women that are really supporting women in business. Everything from financial to marketing to web design to health and wellness. The beauty of it is that this is your place where you get to ask yourself, did she really say that?